Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Muhammad Abu Bakr, and in this video we are going to solve the Cambridge International Education Biology paper 1 multiple choice question only from the question paper 11 May June 2021. So let's start our video. Which structures are present in plant cells but not in animal cells? So he asks us which structures are absent in animal cells. So cell membrane is present in animal cells. Cytoplasm is, whereas chloroplast is not. Cell wall, chloroplast, and sap vacuole. Yes, these three things are the one which are absent in the plant cell. Cell membrane is present in the animal cell, whereas nucleus is also present in the animal cell. So B is the right option. A piece of plant tissue is transferred from a beaker of water into a concentrated sugar solution. Which row describes what happens? So the plant tissue is now transferred from an area of uh, from a beaker of water to a concentrated high solution. So the sugar solution low water has low water and good amount of sugar. Mind by writing, please. Whereas the initial container, I am writing, but I see initial container, the water is normal. Suppose it's normal, and the sugar concentration is also normal. Now it is being transferred from an area where there is low water. So water will move from higher potential to lower potential, higher potential to lower potential, on the principle of diffusion. So the movement of the water would be out of the cells, and as the water moves out of the cells, definitely the volume will decrease. So C is the right option. Which statements about active transport are correct? Ions move from a region from high concentration to a region of low concentration. No. Ions move from region of lower concentration to higher concentration. So one is incorrect. Ions move across the cell membrane. Yes, all types of movement involve the movement through the cell membrane. Energy released during respiration is used to move ions into or out of cells. ATP is characterized by the utilization of active transport is characterized by the utility of ATP, and ATP is produced during respiration. Yes, so 2 and 3 are correct. So D is the right option. What is the correct description of enzymes? Biological catalyst made up of lipids. No, they are made up of proteins. Biological catalyst made up of proteins. Yes, they are. Catalysts that slow down. No, they increase the rate of chemical reaction and are changed by the reaction. They are not changed by reaction. They are not changed. So B is the right option. An investigation was carried out into the effects of light intensity and CO2 concentration on the rates of photosynthesis. Which row shows the results of high which row shows the results of this investigation? So this is the graph. The rate of photosynthesis is on the y, and light intensity is given on the x-axis. So whereas in the rate of photosynthesis is on x and light intensity is on y. So this kind of line represents a higher concentration of high carbon dioxide concentration, whereas the straight line represents the intermediate carbon dioxide concentration, and and this dotted line represents low carbon dioxide concentration. So in C you can see that the rate of photosynthesis is being decreased with the increase of light intensity. When the light intensity, what does this graph mean? When light intensity is zero, the rate of photosynthesis is already good. This would not happen because zero light intensity means zero light for the chlorophyll molecules to produce glucose. So C is incorrect because photosynthesis cannot take place without light intensity. In option D, you can see that in low carbon dioxide, in low carbon dioxide concentration, in intermediate, and in high carbon dioxide concentration, in all these three, among this line, which is the higher carbon dioxide concentration, uh, this has the greatest rate of photosynthesis, but it will not actually have. This is a false graph. Actually, this low carbon dioxide concentration should be at this position, and this high concentration carbon dioxide should be at the position of low carbon dioxide concentration, because at high carbon dioxide concentration the rate of photosynthesis is uh, the rate of photosynthesis is limited by the concentration of CO2. So high carbon dioxide concentration does not favor the rate of photosynthesis, so D is also incorrect. In option B, you can see that mm, now I am being a little confused in this key here. uh, so as in A and B, you can see that the rate of photosynthesis is on the Y and light intensity is on the X. So this line represents the intermediate amount concentration. So yes, this is true for both. While now we have to find out the line, the curve which represents the high or low and which limits the rate of photosynthesis. So in this dotted line here represents low carbon dioxide concentration, and this line represents high carbon dioxide concentration. But in high carbon dioxide concentration, the rate of photosynthesis is actually lower. The rate of photosynthesis is actually lower, while in lower carbon dioxide concentration, the rate of photosynthesis is higher. As you can see in A. In A, the rate of photosynthesis is greatest with lower concentration of CO2, is normal with intermediate CO2, and is slowest with HCO2, highest carbon dioxide concentration. So A is the right answer. What describes the upper cuticle of a leaf? First, you know that the upper cuticle of a leaf is a non-living part. So a permeable layer allowing water to enter into the leaf. A single leaf of layers containing many chloroplasts. No. A single leaf of transparent cells. These are not cells. These are not cells. A thin non-cellular layer. Yes, non-cellular layer preventing water loss from the leaf. Yes, this is true. So D is the right option. Plants growing in soil lack magnesium ions, may have poor growth, which can cause poor growth. Sorry, what causes their poor growth? So magnesium ions are required for the structure of the chlorophyll and for normal plant growth. They cannot form cellulose for new cell walls. No, they cannot form chlorophyll for photosynthesis. Yes, this is true. So B is the right answer. Which statements about diets is correct? A diet providing all the needs of an average man aged 70 can lead to malnutrition in an active boy aged 14. So we can do this later. Not sure about this one. Malnutrition can only occur if the body receives a less of a nutrient than it requires. No. Malnutrition can also occur when the nutrients are in excess. So B is required, or B is incorrect. Protein requirements in the diet increase throughout a person's life. No, they do not increase throughout a person's life. Very young children require a greater total energy intake than the active adults. So among A and D, some option is to be correct. Now, how I can eliminate D from this? Now we know that the active adults eat greater amount of food. Their appetite is heavier than a very young child. What does this mean? A very young child mainly feeds on the breast milk and on some simple nutrients like which are present in vegetables, and doesn't eat much heavy things or like proteins and much carbs. So it is wrong to say therefore that they require greater energy intake. If they had required greater total energy intake, their food intake should also have been greater, but it is not. Means active adults have greater energy intake and subsequently they eat greater food. So D is incorrect. So we are only left with A. So now, a diet providing all needs of a man, every man aged 70 can lead to malnutrition in an active boy aged 14. Now this boy is, first thing, it is he is active. Second thing is that his body is now growing. He is now growing. He needs all the nutrients that this aged man 70, who is almost in the grave now, which this 70-year aged man needs, is required much greater in this active boy aged 14. So yes, A is right answer. The diagram shows part of the human alimentary canal and associated organs, which show describes the functions of the parts shown in the diagram. So one is stomach. So one function is the digestion of protein. Yes. Three is the small intestine. The function of three is to absorption of the products of digestion. Yes, A is the right answer. Emulsifying fat. No. Three. What is three? Absorption of amino acids and glucose. It is a function, but two is incorrect. Production of bile. Four. Production of bile. No, bile is produced by the liver. So this is also incorrect. For storing digestive enzymes, to making digestive enzymes. No. So only A is the right option. What is not an example of assimilation? So synthesis of glycogen from glucose is assimilation. We know this. Synthesis of fats from fatty acids and glycerol is also a type of assimilation. Synthesis of glucose from starch is not assimilation, whereas synthesis of proteins from amino acids is again a part of assimilation. Conversion of starch into glucose is not an assimilation, it is a breakdown. So C is the right option. Which feature of a root hair cells helps it to take ions from water in the soil? The cell has a partially permeable cell wall. Yes, it does have this, but is it a suitable feature? The cell is able to provide a source of energy. Yes, this is a feature once again. The cell vacuole has high ion concentration. No, the cell vacuole has lower ion concentration. So that's why the ions move in. So C is incorrect. The cell vacuole has a lower water potential. No, cell vacuole has a higher water potential. We know this. So the cell is able to provide a source of energy. Yes, it is able to, because the ions move by active transport. Active transport means that it is able to provide a source of energy. The cell has a partially permeable cell wall. No, I'm not sure about this, but B makes most sense to me. So I would go with B. So B is the right answer in my opinion. The diagram shows the pathway of the water molecules through part of a leaf seen under a microscope in a transverse section. Where does the water evaporate? It doesn't evaporate in the mesophyll cell, doesn't evaporate in the B. It evaporates in the intracellular spaces. Yes. So C is the right answer, and then it goes out through D. Which row describes the function of the blood components? The function of the WBCs is the antibody formation. So A and C is incorrect. Platelets is used for clotting, and plasma is for transport of nutrients. Yes. So D is the right option. The diagram shows a section through the human heart. What will be the state of the walls when the walls of chamber X, when this chamber X and this chamber Y are contracting? So when this chamber X is contracting, it sends blood like this to the heart. It sends blood to the heart, and when this Y is contracting, it sends to the blood to the body, sends to the blood to the body through the aorta. So the chambers of X and Y, when X is contracting, the chamber one would wall one would definitely be closed, yes, and wall two would be open. Wall two would be open, yes. Whereas chamber three would also be open, and chamber four, this would be, oh sorry, wall four would be closed. So A is the right option. The diagram represents the blood supply to the liver and to the kidneys. Which vessels contain blood with the highest and lowest concentration of the urea? So blood is coming from here to the liver to the kidney, and then from passes from the liver to the body again, and from the kidneys to the body again. So which blood vessels contain blood with the highest and lowest concentrations of urea? So mm, 2 and 3, 2 and 3 would contain highest amount of urea because the blood isn't filtered yet. So A and B are incorrect. Whe- Whereas if we um, check the amount of the lowest concentrations of the urea, so it would be in the highest concentration of urea would definitely be in 4, in 4. Now now I had forgot one thing here, that liver is used for detoxification. Liver is used for detoxification, and it may also release some kind of urea in the blood vessels. So 2 1 will have greater concentration of urea than 2 and 3 because the liver also releases the waste in the blood. So sorry for this, A and B are the right, so B is the right option. What is not a feature of aerobic respiration? It occurs in both plants and animals. It yes, it is occurred, so A is incorrect. It releases a smaller amount of energy than anaerobic respiration. No, it releases a significantly greater amount of energy than anaerobic respiration. So B is the right answer. Oh, it requires the presence of oxygen. Yes, it does. The end product of CO2 and water. Yes, it is. In an investigation, scientists treated plants' root with a chemical that stops aerobic respiration. The respiration stops. They observed that after the treatment, the plant roots absorb nitrate ions more slowly. What statement explains this observation? The nitrate ions are absorbed by active transport, and active transport requires energy in the form of ATP that is produced by aerobic respiration. Now, the aerobic respiration has been stopped. No ATP is being produced, so the active transport rate would fall. So anaerobic respiration does not release energy; it releases energy. The plants cannot respire. No, they can still respire by active transport. There is less energy for active transport of nitrate ions. Yes, C is the right option. Why does oxygen enter the blood in the lungs? Aerobic respiration takes place in the lungs. No. CO2 diffuses out of the blood into the alveoli. No. This CO2 diffuses out of the blood into the alveoli. Yes, it does, but that is not a reason why oxygen enters in the blood. The air in alveoli, the air in alveoli, the air in alveoli contain a higher concentration of oxygen than the blood in the lung capillaries. Note this again. The air in the alveoli contain higher concentration of the oxygen than the blood in the lung capillaries. The blood in the lung capillaries is now deoxygenated, so it has lower oxygen concentration, and the air in alveoli contains a higher amount of oxygen. So it will pass from the oxygen will pass from air in alveoli to the blood in the lung capillaries. So C is the right option. The diagram shows structures in a human which form urine and store urine. Liquids pass through tubes X, Y, and Z in the directions shown by the arrow. So, which statement about the volume of liquid passing through Y in one day is correct? So, the blood enters from X and blood leaves from Y, where Z is the ureter. So it is greater than that passing through X. No, it is lower because some amount of blood has been filtered. It is less than that passing through the Z. No, it is greater than that, passing through Z. It is largely greater than that passing through Z. It is much less than passing through X, but slightly greater than passing through Z. It is much less than passing through X but slightly greater than passing through Z. No, it is much greater than passing through C and slightly less than passing through X. So we are only left with D, which is right. It is slightly less than passing through X and much greater than Z. So D is the right option. The diagram shows the homeostatic control of body temperature. So what are corrective and mechanisms P and Q, and what is the coordinator R? So when the normal body temperature increases, now above normal temperature goes to the coordinator R, message goes to coordinator R. The coordinator R is definitely brain, because skin would not be able to alone to perform sweating or shivering, the like these kind of mechanisms. So now the temperature is raised, so now we have to uh, lose the internal heat of the body here. So we will carry out sweating. So what will happen by sweating? That evaporation would occur, and evaporation of sweating would occur, and the heat of the body would be emitted to the atmosphere. And what is the method Q? More blood flows close to the skin surface. Yes, more blood flows means greater will be the rate of sweating and greater amount of heat would be released. So A is the right answer. The diagram shows a section through a brain. Which part of brain secretes hormones? So it is always the hypothalamus. C, which secretes hormone. A, D, cerebrum. A is the, I don't know what A. B is, I think medulla pons or cerebellum, like this thing, but C is the right answer. Weight changes occur in eye when viewing a distant object. The ciliary muscles relax. The ciliary muscles contract. No, the ciliary muscles relax. Now the lens is more uh, is less tense. The lens is less tense because the muscles now relax, and the suspensory ligaments are pulled tight. Yes, the lens are now less tense because of this. So only 2 and 3 are correct. C is the right option. The diagram shows three positions X, Y, and Z where nerve impulses are blocked by a drug. So, which person listed below moves their leg in response to a pinprick but doesn't feel it? So, this is the X position, Y, this is the motor, this is the sensory neuron. So, a person with a block at Y would not be able to move his leg because the message is not being able to transmit properly. Similarly, a person with a block at X would also not be able to do same, whereas a person with no block will be able to feel it completely because the message goes to the brain, to the spinal cord first and then to the brain. Or we are only left with Z. And why is Z the right option? Because now at Z there is drug. The message is now transmitted to the spinal cord, which is responsible for some simple reflexes. The reflex will occur, but we will not be able to feel it because the brain does not get the message. So yes, C is the right option. Which bones, which pair of bones from a Hinge joint in the forelimb. In the forelimb, it is ulna handa humerus. Yes, we know this is the simple anatomy. D is the right answer. What are the effects of drinking a large quantity of alcohol on the human body? So the an an amount in large of alcohol will damage the liver most, because liver would not be able to toxify first of all, and then kidney would come. So the reaction time increases. We know this is a long term effect. Yes. So mm, whereas alcohol, a large quantity of alcohol is a depressant. We know this. Yes, it is not a stimulant. So B is the right option. The diagram shows the structure of a bacterium. In what way does this differ from a cell of a fungus? So the cell bacterium has a cell membrane. It has a cell wall. Yes, it has. It has a cytoplasm. Has no true nucleus. Yes, a fungus has a true nucleus, whereas a bacterium does not. In this bacteria, you can see that there are many plasmids, which are the extra chromosomal DNA part. So D is the right option. Bacteria are involved in the manufacture of which product? I'm not sure about alcohol. I'm not sure about black, but I'm pretty much sure about yogurt. You definitely would have heard that once you put milk, once you leave milk open, and then the bacteria will come and then modify it into the yogurt. So C is the right option. Three processes occur in living organisms in a food chain: excretion, photosynthesis, and respiration. Which of these processes would result in a loss of energy from a food chain? So, first of all, we have excretion here. So, excretion would definitely result in a loss of energy from a food chain. Whereas the second one is photosynthesis, and then we have the respiration. Now, some of you might exclude respiration because respiration produces energy, but you also have to take into account that respiration always occurs when someone does an activity, and when someone has to do something, and that is when the ATP is utilized. That is when the ATP is utilized, like as the plants absorb the nitrate ions. So yes, respiration would result in a loss of energy, but photosynthesis won't, because photosynthesis produces glucose. Photosynthesis is a reason for increase in energy in a food chain, not for a decrease, where respiration is. So we are only left with 1 and 3. So B is the right option. Do you get that? Now photosynthesis produces glucose. So energy has been now produced. Suppose energy is being produced, whereas in respiration the energy is being broken down. Energy is being utilized in the form of ATP. So excretion and respiration would result in loss of energy from a food chain. So B is the right option. Which statements are correct? Energy cannot be recycled in food webs. Yes, energy is continuously uh, released to the surroundings as heat, as movement. The producers make their own organic nutrients. Yes, they do. The sun is the principal source of energy input to biological systems. Yes, the sun is. All these three statements are correct. A is the right option. The diagram shows the movement of carbon in the carbon cycle in gigatons per year. How many gigatons of carbon are moved by respiration each year? So, first of all, 20 would be moved by animals because animals respire, and similarly, plants would also move 40. Now, these 125 are absorbed in photosynthesis. This P is photosynthesis, and this R is respiration. So, first of all, we have 40 and 20, 60, and then these decompose as they respire, and they again produce uh, produce 60 60 by respiration, 60 R. So 40 plus 40 plus 60, 120. 125 is incorrect because 125 is only the is 125 is the amount which is only utilized by the plants in photosynthesis. 130 is incorrect because 130 is again not present here. So fossil fuels fossil fuels are burnt, so energy is not so carbon is not moved by respiration in fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are not respired. Why are they respired? And similarly 255 I think is the sum of all these, but it is incorrect as well. So A is the right option. What are the roles of the female mosquito and the malarial pathogen in the spread of malaria? Female mosquito is the vector, we know this, it is not a parasite, whereas the malarial pathogen is the parasite. Yes, C is the right option. Which human activity will make the greatest contribution to global warming? So, cutting down established trees and replanting with young trees. No, this will contribute some up to some extent, but not largely. Cutting down established trees and using the cleared land to raise cattle. Yes, this can be a significant reason. Reducing the use of diesel fuel in public transport vehicles. This will make the lowest contribution to global warming. Using fewer insecticide and herbicides on farm. This will also have lowest or very little effect if it has any. So B is the right answer. The diagram shows two onion plants. So using the information in the diagram, which statements about these plants is correct? So this small bulb causes this daughter plant to grow asexually. So daughter plants are produced from the small bulbs by meiosis. No, it is produced by mitosis, which is the simple cellular division. Daughter plants produced from the flower are daughter plants produced from the flower are genetically identical to the parent plant. No, they are not, because flower is produced because of the fusion, that is uh, gametes plus gametes is equal to zygote, it is 2 and diploid. So this is incorrect. The plant can reproduce sexually and asexually. Yes, here a flower is produced and here a small bulb causes this new daughter plant to grow. So yes, C is true. Two parent plants are required for reproduction. Two parent plants are required for sexual reproduction, not for asexual. So D is incorrect. C is the right option. Six bean seeds were soaked in cold water. Three of them were boiled and cooled. The boiled and non-boiled seeds were chopped up and then placed on the surface of agar jelly containing starch. After 2 days, all the seeds were removed and the jelly was tested with iodine solution. The diagram shows the results of the experiment. So the boiled, these are the boiled seeds and these are non-boiled seeds, and then they are placed in the iodine solution. So the boiled seeds convert it to blue black color, so they absorb iodine. Iodine is absorbed, I guess. Yes, it is. What is the explanation for the results with the non-boiled bean seeds? So in these boiled seeds, the iodine is absorbed because glucose is present. Whereas in these non-boiled seeds, glucose is absent. That's why it doesn't give color at the doesn't change color. So with the iodine solution, why doesn't it change color with the iodine solution? Because glucose is not present. They absorb iodine. No, it does not. They absorb starch. No, they do not absorb starch. These boiled seeds, non-boiled seeds, they do not contain acid as well. They may contain amylase. Yes, they will have amylase, because amylase will divide. I mean, this amylase would catalyze glucose into the other reaction, and glucose would not be present, and that's the reason why the blue black color is not produced with the iodine solution. So that makes sense for me. So D is the right option. The diagram shows how the blood of a human fetus close to a mother's blood in, flows close to the mother's blood in the placenta. Which substances are present in X in higher concentration than at Y? So in X, so it is a placenta. The placenta has been established, means the uh, zygote is now growing. So this X is coming from the mm, placenta, I guess. Yes, it is. So which substances are present in X in higher concentration than at Y? Carbon dioxide, yes, because the placenta is not able to release CO2 into the atmosphere. I mean, why would it be able to directly evolve CO2 out by itself? It would have to rely on the mother. So uh, glucose would be in lower concentration in the X because the zygote now needs glucose. Glucose and oxygen would be in lower concentrations. Again, glucose would be in lower concentration, but urea will be in higher concentration. C and D are incorrect. Carbon dioxide and glucose would be in lower concentration in X than at Y because zygote needs glucose. So we are only left with urea. Urea is being produced in the zygote in the placenta as a waste product. So yes, B is the right option. Why will antibiotics not cure a person with HIV infection? HIV is a virus, human immunodeficiency virus. Viruses are much smaller than bacteria. They are, but this is not a reason why the bacteria will not affect the viruses. Viruses are not affected by antibiotics. Yes, B is a right answer. Chromosomes, DNA molecules, and genes are the pieces of inherited material with different sizes. Which statement describes the relation between between these pieces of inherited material? A chromosome is larger than a gene. A chromosome is larger than the gene. Yes, genes are located on the DNA of the chromosome. So yes, A is true. A gene is larger than a gene is much smaller than a chromosome. Multiple chromosomes make up a DNA molecule. No, multiple DNA molecules make up a chromosome. So this is incorrect. Multiple DNA molecules make up a gene. No, a gene always consists of the some sections of a single DNA molecule. So, A, B, C, and D are incorrect. Chromosomes are larger than a gene. Yes, we know this. So A is the right option. Earlobes can either be attached to the cheek or be free. This characteristic is controlled by a single gene. Yes. The allele for attached earlobe is recessive. For recessive, we have both small, and for attached, for unattached, we have this capital A. Suppose we take this. This characteristic is controlled by a single gene. The diagram shows the inheritance of attached earlobes in one family. Which two individuals must be heterozygous for this earlobe attachment in this family? Now, the first is the female with the free earlobes. So suppose this has at least one A. Similarly, may this black box with the color square, which is color male with free earlobe. So it will also be uh it will also have us an unattached a greater ace, a capital A, sorry. So these two combine to form uh, a female with free earlobes. So this has again in capital A, and a male with attached earlobe. So this will have AA. So among one and two, one should definitely have a heterozygote in its phenotype. Must be heterozygous. So either it can be one, either it can be two. It can be one, can be no, two is not present in these options. Now, if I check three and four, these parents three and four, the three is a male with free earlobe, so it is again a capital A. Similarly, uh, similarly this female with free capital, this circular female with shaded is with free earlobes. This is capital once again. This has a capital gene once again. This has a capital gene once again. So these 3 and 4, they mate together. They mate together to produce. Sorry. These 3 and 4 mate together to produce two children, which are female with free earlobes. So they will definitely have. They will definitely have uh one of them. They will definitely have a capital gene. They will definitely have a gene for the unattached. So 7 and 8 would be heterozygote. 8 is heterozygote. Okay. Now 3 and 4 are not heterozygote. 3 and 4, among 3 and 4, one is heterozygote, I guess. So when this 6 and 7 mate, one of them is with the attached earlobe, one is a female with attached earlobe again, and one is a female, one is a male with attached earlobe, one is a female with attached earlobe, and one is a male with attached earlobe. So mm, so this 6 is a homozygote, and this 7 here definitely must be an heterozygote, because one is a heterozygote, as I had proved earlier. So one is a heterozygote, and this 6 and 7, these 6 and 7. So what can be the possible arrangement for these 6 and 7? Now suppose these 6 and 7 mate. 6 has AA and AA, so these will have, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. mm, yes, and this is 1. So their fourth child, if there was any, their fourth child would have been a male with free earlobes, and it would have had an arrangement of AA. So this 6 is a homozygote, and this 7 is a heterozygote. One is already and 7 is with it. So A is the right option. This was a quite a tricky question. Yes, it is. This is an A star question. So which statements about natural selection are correct? Natural selection can lead to better adapted species surviving. Yes, true. Natural selection can lead to extinction of species. Yes, true. Natural selection can lead to gene mutations occurring. No, false. So we are only left with B. B is the right answer. Mutation is not occurring because of the natural selection. Which ability of cereal crop cannot be improved by selective breeding alone? So ability to fix nitrogen. Ability to fix nitrogen cannot be improved by selective breeding. Why it cannot be improved? Because a cereal crop has the bacteria which fixes the nitrogen for it. So selective breeding would not help us in improving the ability of the cereal crop to fix its nitrogen. Resistance to drought can be increased. Tolerance to low temperatures can be increased. Number of seed produced can be increased by mating with the species which have a greater rate of reproduction and greater amount of offsprings being produced. So yes, A is the right option. So that's all for our today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you. And like, subscribe. Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.